Hey guys, uh, again this is Cory Hunt. Still April 5th, 2022 on a Tuesday. This is probably going to be my last video of the day. Um, I just kind of wanted to start going over how I feel like I eventually came to potentially having inflammatory breast cancer, like how it all started from the very, very beginning. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I could probably make this in one video, but actually there's two separate parts to it that I want to separate, because I really want to just go over what I really feel caused mine, as well as again explaining the process I went through with the doctors when I started to notice my enlarged lymph nodes that were constant, never went away. Okay, so you guys might be surprised to, by the way, I'm at the church. Like I said, I like to come up here and I pray to my God for forgiveness and saving, basically, and to try to keep me healthy and keep my children healthy, my family healthy, and um, hopefully, again, even aside from my own personal health, like just kind of going through this experience, man, I just really want this cancer to stop. You know, I really hope that, you know, if there isn't already a cure, that we get a cure and we can free everybody of this nightmare, bro, because that's exactly what it is. It just feels like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. But I don't want to get too far off topic. So the very beginning of how I feel mine was caused, my potential inflammatory breast cancer, right? Because I still haven't officially been diagnosed yet, but again, based off of all the circumstances, it's a strong possibility. But it kind of started with, in my opinion, and again, this channel is not, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a scientist, I'm not here to diagnose, treat, or give medical advice to anybody. So what I'm stating right now is just my opinion and what I feel in my heart, okay? I believe what started my the process of my inflammatory breast cancer becoming a reality was Antiperspirant. And specifically the brand Degree. I've always used Degree Cool Rush for men. To me, it always smelled the best. It always worked the best, but I guess in this case, it worked a little too well. So, you know, I hope I'm not losing anybody with this. Again, this is just my gut feeling, my opinion on what caused this, because to me, it just doesn't make any sense that this would happen to my body in a natural way. I feel like my body has always been really good about protecting itself and fighting off things. So, excuse me. So I just really don't believe that this is something that could have happened naturally. I think that this is something that was caused and due to me physically exposing myself to a toxin, of course, that I didn't know was a toxin, but now that I have been doing research, I have learned it has been called a toxin. But again, I've never been told that. If anything, society such as commercials, doctors and so forth, they've all said that, hey, if you're sweating and you want to smell good, use antiperspirant. You know, I even saw in research that I guess if over-the-counter antiperspirant doesn't work well enough for you, you can go to your doctor or a dermatologist and they will actually prescribe you a stronger antiperspirant which is crazy. So apparently, over-the-counter antiperspirants such as Degree, Suave, Dove, and so forth, those antiperspirants contain typically anywhere between 15 to about 19% aluminum. And I guess if that doesn't work, your doctor can prescribe you antiperspirant that has about 20 to 30% aluminum. Holy shit. So, excuse my language. But yeah, so for those of you who do not know, there have been articles and journalists that have put out documents stating that certain people, whether they're cancer patients, maybe loved ones of cancer patients, I think maybe even a few doctors, maybe even a few scientists, believe that there may be a link between using antiperspirant and breast cancer as well as Alzheimer's. And the reason that this is believed is because the aluminum and possibly the parabens, which is a preservative, and the aluminum, I guess it's aluminum salts, I guess. But because of those that are in the antiperspirants, I guess there's a link between aluminum and Alzheimer's. Aluminum exposure can increase your risk of Alzheimer's. So when you put on antiperspirant, it could be absorbed into your skin, and therefore you're exposing your body and possibly your brain to more aluminum. But when you shave and then you put on antiperspirant, you could be giving yourself even more exposure because you're allowing more of that antiperspirant to be absorbed into your body through the broken skin. So yeah, now these accusations or these opinions, they're not, how do I put it? I don't want to say, I'll say this, they're debated. There are scientists and doctors and other people out there that do not believe that antiperspirant causes these things. They feel like there's not enough evidence to support that claim. So therefore, the idea of telling people, hey, it's still okay to use this product is still going on. So again, I believe that this is what caused my start of inflammatory breast cancer because, and this is the beginning of my story. This is the beginning of how I feel it started. So I've always been a very hygienic guy, you know, I try to be anyway. You know, I never liked, you know, standing next to someone and someone thinking that I didn't smell good. I have been around people who would talk badly about someone who did not smell good, and I just never really wanted that to be me. I didn't want to be the person that somebody was talking with their friends or a group of people to and saying like, man, this person really stinks and blah, blah, blah. So I've always made a conscious effort to try to be as clean and good smelling as I could possibly be. Now, one thing I noticed as a male, especially a male, I was very active when I was younger. I used to play basketball and, you know, just kind of work out and do things like that. I just noticed that having armpit hair would make me smell bad. Like even if I took a shower, I noticed that I would, you know, my armpit hair would still hold on to that musty smell, and I was like, okay, this isn't how I want to smell. There were times where I would even put on antiperspirant when I left my hair in my armpit, and then it would still kind of have like a musk smell to it. So I said, okay, this is no good. So I decided, you know, I said, hey, I'm gonna shave my armpits, and then I'll put on antiperspirant, and, you know, I'll see if that makes a difference. And sure enough, it did. You know, I'd shave my armpits, and, you know, just doing that alone, and then, you know, scrubbing it and washing it, it made a huge difference. But then when I would apply the antiperspirant to it, that was all she wrote. You know, I smelled amazing and stuff. So I still never shaved as frequently and probably as much as, women do. But, I continued that tradition of shaving probably like once every, anywhere from once every couple of weeks to maybe once every couple of months. Like there were times where I'd go without shaving for 2 to 3 months, and then I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll shave again or something like that. As opposed to women, any sign of armpit hair under their armpits probably make them feel less feminine and stuff. So I'm sure most women probably shave, if not a couple times a week, maybe once every week or once every couple of weeks or so. So I don't think I did it as frequently as women. However, when I did shave, there were times where I would accidentally cut myself. So I would cause an open wound. Now, if you're a middle-class citizen like myself, there are certain aspects of life that you cannot be late for, such as school or work. Like you literally get told, hey, if you're late to my class, I'm going to drop you. You're not going to pass this class. You're not going to get the credits and so forth. So being on time for school is a must. Or work, you'd go to work and the manager would have a meeting and say, yeah, we're buckling down and, we need everybody to be here on time. At this point, if you're late, more than a minute or two, we're going to write you up. And after 3 write-ups, we're going to let you go. So these are aspects of life where it's like, man, I have to be to school or I have to be to work and so forth. Like I can't be late. So, sometimes you end up taking a shower late. You end up grooming yourself a little bit later than what you wanted to because you don't want to go into work or go into school smelling badly, right? You want to be hygienic. And I just remember specific times where, I hopped in the shower late. I started shaving late, and I'm rushing. So I cut myself when I'm shaving my armpits and stuff. But instead of me getting out the shower and saying, hey, well, I cut myself, so I'm going to wait to put some antiperspirant on for maybe 6 hours or 12 hours or maybe a full day, I say to myself, no, I have to be to work in 10 minutes and work is 9 minutes away. So I have to hurry up and get dressed and go. So, and then I say to myself, well, the whole point of me getting in the shower and shaving was so that I could be hygienic. But if I don't put on this antiperspirant, I run the risk of, especially I'm sweating and stuff like that, I run the risk of starting to smell musty, because when you start sweating, bacteria that might be underneath your armpit, that's how it gets activated and it starts to create body odor. So instead of, me waiting to apply it, I just put it on, even though I have some broken skin from shaving, because there's nothing on the bottle of the antiperspirant that says beware or warning, do not apply on broken skin, otherwise you're at a high risk of developing breast cancer or inflammatory breast cancer or Alzheimer's. It doesn't say that. If you look on the back of antiperspirant, which most people don't even do, you just buy it because, again, society pushes it to be something safe, so most people don't even think about looking on the back of it. But if you look on the back of it, all it says is do not apply on broken skin. If irritation occurs, stop use. So it says irritation, which is more along the lines of, hey, if you get, if you apply it, you're not going to die. If you apply it to your broken skin, you're not going to die. You might get some irritation, maybe your skin will get red, maybe it'll burn or itch a little bit, but they don't say anything about, hey, you can develop a disease that can kill you if you put this on your broken skin, which, is very upsetting, but, it is what it is. It's just unfortunate for people like me. But, so I'll put it on my broken skin, so I can smell good and be hygienic, and then I'm off to work or I'm off to school or whatnot. And after doing this is when I noticed that it started becoming irritated, and my lymph nodes underneath my armpit where I cut myself were enlarged and they were bothered, and it probably did have like a burning sensation at that time because it was irritated. There was something wrong. My body acknowledged, whoa, dude, what did you just put in me? And, you know, from there is when I noticed that my lymph nodes under my right armpit enlarged, and they always kind of stayed that way. The pain went away. You know, the pain wasn't constant at that time, but the enlargement of my lymph nodes, from what I can remember, always stayed that way. They never went back down to normal. So, in my opinion, that is the beginning. I think I am a believer, especially now that I am experiencing these symptoms and experiencing this crazy reality. I think that I may be developing or have developed, one of the two, inflammatory breast cancer due to the aluminum and possibly even parabens that are in antiperspirant. Now, again, I am making these videos to educate people, to bring awareness to inflammatory breast cancer, to help people not make the same mistakes that I did, okay? Because believe me, you do not want to go through this. So number one, if you're using antiperspirant, stop. You know, again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a medical professional, but I'm just trying to help people out. I think that the aluminum and the parabens and antiperspirant, and who knows, probably some other chemicals in there, but specifically the aluminum, are very dangerous to our health, and especially if you're a woman. And I think that's why breast cancer and inflammatory breast cancer, I think that's why it happens more to women than it does to men, because it's more traditionally common for women to shave their armpits. And I'm sure, just like myself, they break their skin, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and then they apply these antiperspirants that contain aluminum and parabens and so forth to their armpits, and again, they're exposing their body to these toxins. So in my opinion, guys, stop using antiperspirants. Okay, now people probably don't know this, but there is a difference between antiperspirants and deodorant, right? Deodorant is supposed to be aluminum free. Some of them are even paraben free. And some people think that that is the solution. Okay, I won't use antiperspirants anymore, but I'll use the deodorant. Me personally, I don't even think you should use the deodorants, because for one, it's still made by the same companies that make the antiperspirants. So Degree, Suave, Dove, a lot of them, and other companies, they have non-aluminum options. But here's the thing. Why would you trust a company that would be willing to sell you the toxic, dangerous ones in the first place? You know, you can't trust them. If anything, for one, you don't even know if their deodorant versions still do not contain aluminum. Yes, it says no aluminum or no parabens, but how do you know that? Are you going to purchase it, go to a lab, pay them anywhere from, I don't know, $300 to like $1,000 and say, hey, test this for aluminum or parabens? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to take their word. But what if they're still putting the aluminum in it? Because sometimes when people use deodorants, they feel like it doesn't work as well as antiperspirants because it doesn't contain the aluminum and so forth. But it could be maybe that it's aluminum. It could be that maybe it's not aluminum free. Maybe they put less aluminum in it, right? So maybe instead of them putting 15% to 19% aluminum, maybe they only put 5 to like 8% aluminum, you know? You just can't trust these companies, man. In my opinion, try something more organic than that. Try virgin coconut oil. You know, that can help clog your pores. That can help kill the bacteria or fungi that may potentially be under there. It can give you somewhat of a scent. And if I'm not mistaken, in certain deodorants, again, deodorants and antiperspirants are two different things. And some deodorants, they actually contain coconut oil. So again, this is just my opinion, man. But again, this was the start of what I believe to be the development of what I could potentially be going through. So again, if you are using antiperspirant, probably a good idea to stop. Okay. Don't give these companies the satisfaction. Stop giving these companies who do not care about you your hard-earned money and making them millionaires, if not billionaires. Okay, because while people are dying from their products, and the sad thing is they probably already know that their products are toxic, but they're enjoying their yachts and the beautiful women or the beautiful men and their super nice cars and their luxurious mansions and stuff. Not to mention, if they blow the horn on themselves saying, hey, we got to stop dispersing this because this is toxic to people, how many lawsuits is that going to bring them? How much money are they going to lose? You know, they don't want to blow the horn on themselves. They're just going to keep allowing the public to use their product while they're probably not using it, but making money off of everybody who purchases it. You know, so please stop using antiperspirants. Please use your own organic deodorant. I wouldn't even buy from the companies, okay? But this video has went on long enough. I will make a separate video that discusses the process that I went through over the years when I noticed my enlarged lymph nodes, the process I went through in Arizona, the process I went through in Omaha, Nebraska and stuff, and which led me to here, okay? So I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video educated anyone who's concerned about this, and I hope this video continues to bring awareness to inflammatory breast cancer, okay? My prayers are with anyone who is fighting with any disease such as cancer or anything else that can be life-altering and life-ending, and we just got to keep trying to find a cure, a solution. I hope that, you know, you hear rumors that, oh, they have a cure to cancer, but, you know, they just making so much money off of pharmaceuticals and chemo and stuff that they don't want to give it to the public. I hope that's not true, man, because this disease, it tears people's lives apart, you know, not to mention it's a painful way to die from what I hear and see, you know, and not only that, children and babies are dying from this. I think, you know, God rest his soul, but I think one of Nick Cannon's newborn babies passed away from like a brain tumor. I really hope that that's not true, that they have a cure that they're withholding from the public. But I hope they come up with the cure tomorrow. I hope they come up with the cure right now, because some people may not have until tomorrow. I love you guys. God bless you. And we're going to keep on fighting. All right. I'll make a video tomorrow for part 2 of how this was caused. All right. I'll see you guys later.